When I started paying close attention to the lives of men over 60, I noticed something remarkable. If a man retains these 10 qualities, no matter how advanced his years, he is truly winning at life. 1. A full, dark head of hair. You can tell a man's age the moment you see him, simply by looking at his hair. After 60, if a gentleman's hair has turned gray, or worse, he's lost so much on top that he's sporting a shiny crown, he inevitably looks much older. But imagine a man at 70, with hair as dark and thick as it was at 40, no salt and pepper at the temples, no receding hairline. Such a man looks decades younger, vibrant and full of life. His family smiles when he enters the room. His friends light up at his text messages. And that goodwill, it feeds his mood, makes him more upbeat, and in turn boosts his health. A virtuous circle of youthfulness ensues, making him the envy of any retirement community. 2. Strong, even teeth. Next, consider a man who, well into his 60s and beyond, still has a strong set of teeth. Every fresh apple bite snaps crisply. He chews steak without grimacing. He can savor crunchy almonds and hearty bagels. Contrast that with someone whose remaining teeth have turned wobbly, forcing him to subsist on soft foods. No matter how much money he has to buy gourmet meals, he simply can't enjoy them. But the man with a solid bite? He'll gleefully munch on ribs at a backyard barbecue, snack on popcorn at the drive-in, and never has to pass on pie because of a molar gone bad. That's living and winning. 3. Sharp eyesight and hearing. Aging eyes and ears often betray our years. Small print blurs, street signs fade, and distant conversations become inaudible. Reaching for reading glasses is one sign. Turning up the TV volume beyond 90 is another. But a man over 60 who still reads the morning paper at the breakfast table unaided, streams his favorite cooking shows on YouTube without squinting, and picks out a friend's voice in a crowded restaurant. He's struck gold. No slowdowns, no missed details. His mind stays brisk, and his enjoyment of life stays full volume. 4. Sleep like an infant. Good sleep is the bedrock of health, and it's a myth that only the young can snooze soundly. Think of your college days. You'd crash the second your head hit the pillow and wake up refreshed 2 or 3 alarms later. Now imagine a man in his 60s who still falls asleep as soon as he lies down and sleeps straight through to dawn without thrashing, tossing, or waking at 3 a.m. His complexion is fresh, his posture upright, and his energy almost scandalously youthful. Quality sleep like that is rarer than a beachfront penthouse, yet it makes him unbeatable at enjoying each day. 5. No dad bod or beer belly. It's all too common to see older gentlemen with protruding bellies, hard-earned evidence of decades of indulgent barbecues, pints at the pub, and weekend pastry binges. But a man who enters his 60s with a flat or modestly rounded midsection, no beer gut in sight, demonstrates self-discipline and a commitment to movement. Morning walks, lightweight work, resistance bands in the living room. He looks lean, stands tall, and more importantly, his metabolic markers, blood pressure, glucose, cholesterol, are often in much healthier zones. That's the physique of a man who prizes lifestyle over lethargy, and in the long run, that makes him a life champion. 6. Harmonious family relationships. Once retirement hits, most men pivot away from career achievements and toward family as their primary source of joy. If great-grandkids start sprinting laps through the living room, or weekly Sunday dinner turns into a riot of laughter and catch-up stories, you know harmony reigns. But if family tensions simmer, siblings arguing over inheritance, spouses drifting apart, children uninterested in visits, the golden years can turn gray overnight. A gentleman who maintains warm bonds with his spouse, children, and grandchildren has a fortress of emotional support. He's the one whose phone lights up with group chat emojis, who's first on the grandson's invite list for Little League games. That network of love, and the peace it brings, is worth more than any stock portfolio. 7. Grateful, independent children. Speaking of children, a proud father finds peace when his children grow into responsible adults, not freeloaders. We've all seen the sitcom scenario. Grown kids who still ask for allowance, shrug off job prospects, and treat mom and dad's home like Airbnb. But if your sons and daughters work hard, contribute to household chores at Thanksgiving, check in on you, and relish helping out, you've hit the parenting jackpot. Those are the families that stay financially and emotionally solvent, where resources flow in both directions, and where legacy wealth doesn't disappear in perpetual handouts. That kind of filial piety and mutual respect extends a man's sense of purpose well into his golden years. 8. A comfortable retirement income. Money may not buy happiness, but lack of it buys plenty of stress. Imagine a monthly pension check north of $5,000, along with a healthy nest egg, say, $500,000 or more, set aside in savings or investments. That kind of cushion lets a man weather unexpected medical bills, enjoy weekend trips with his spouse, and face new hobbies, golf lessons, wine tasting clubs, maybe even a down payment on a beach condo. He doesn't spend his days worrying. Can I afford that checkup? That dental work? That cruise? Financial security grants freedom. And when you're free to choose joy, you're living like a true winner. 9. Robust health, free of chronic illness. Nothing saps the glow of retirement like years of doctor visits, prescription refills, and mobility constraints. The men who dodge diabetes, hypertension, arthritis, and heart woes. Those who maintain strong hearts, flexible joints, and balanced blood sugar. Enjoy days filled with walks in the park, spontaneous bike rides, and brisk dances in the kitchen. They don't have to ration their medication or schedule monthly blood tests. Every sunrise is a chance to use their body, not another day to nurse it. Health is wealth, and these healthy seniors are rolling in riches. 10. A positive, easygoing outlook. Finally, attitude is the secret sauce. A man could check off every one of the previous 9 boxes, yet if he's always fretting, worried about stocks crashing, fretting over every wrinkle, spiraling into what-if nightmares, he undermines his own well-being. But those who greet each day with a smile, shrug off small disappointments, and focus on solutions rather than problems cultivate resilience. They don't dwell on I can't, they champion I can. They don't let fear of falling stop them from hiking. They don't let one scar keep them from reaching for the next adventure. That cheerful, flexible mindset not only prolongs life, but deepens its satisfaction. If you hit all 10, congratulations. If you're a man north of 60 who still boasts thick, dark hair, strong teeth, keen senses, blissful sleep, a fit figure, a loving family, self-sufficient children, ample retirement funds, good health, and an optimistic spirit, then you're doing better than 99% of your peers. You're living proof that age really can be just a number. A 70-year-old widow's story, Linda's homecoming. Let me share a related real-life example. Linda, a vibrant 70-year-old I know. Widowed 3 years ago, she lived alone in a spacious 3-bedroom home, a place that once echoed with laughter and the bustle of 2 active adults. After her husband passed, she lingered in her house, navigating long, lonely afternoons. Trips to the grocery store felt aimless. The echo in empty hallways reminded her of what she'd lost. Then one afternoon, she experienced a frightening fainting spell. She was alone, out cold for what felt like hours before a concerned neighbor found her. The scare convinced Linda that living alone was a risk she could no longer afford, not because she lacked money, but because she treasured life itself. She approached her only son, Michael, and his wife, Emma, and said, "I want to move in with you. I need someone around if I fall again." Michael, a devoted guy, responded immediately, "Mom, of course, pack today if you like." But Emma hesitated. "Our house is small," she said, "and you know how cramped I feel with just the 5 of us. We have our routine. I'm not against helping you, but a full house can lead to tension." Linda understood Emma's reluctance. She was stubborn by nature, though, and once she'd set her mind on something, she wouldn't relent. "Look," she said, "I'll transfer ownership of my house to you too. You can keep it, rent it out, or sell it. It's yours to do with as you wish." Emma's eyes widened. "You do that?" Linda nodded. Within weeks, their family home sold for $350,000. Emma bit her lip. "We'd like to give you half of that," she pleaded. But Linda refused. "As the elder, my word is my bond," she said. "If I go back on this, I lose my dignity and you lose respect for me." At first, living together went smoothly. Emma had a knack for organizing, and the house was always sparkling. But after a few months, Emma started to drop hints. I'm exhausted from cooking for 5, then cleaning. Michael sits on the couch watching TV all evening. Linda felt the tension but couldn't do much. Her back and knees protested at any heavy lifting. So she resolved to find a new way to keep the peace. She cashed in another pot of savings, $100,000 her late husband had set aside, and handed Emma access to her retirement account. If anything feels tight, use this, she said. Emma's eyes brimmed with tears. Mom, you don't have to do this. But Linda knew the power of gesture. By relinquishing financial control, she erased resentment. From that moment on, Emma never complained again. She even slipped Linda $20 for coffee runs or a new pair of slippers, tokens of gratitude and subtle proof that Linda's sacrifice had forged a deeper bond. The takeaway: Linda gave away her house and half her liquid assets. But what she gained, in genuine affection, peace of mind, and daily companionship, far outweighed any dollar figure. In her 80s now, she still enjoys game nights with grandchildren, quiet Sunday breakfasts cooked by Michael and Emma, and the simple luxury of someone checking on her at bedtime. For her, giving up material things meant gaining priceless comfort. And isn't that what winning at life really is? Thank you for spending these few minutes with me. If this story resonated, share it with someone you love. And if you want more reflections on aging, family, and finding joy every day, subscribe to stay in touch. Here's to growing older with grace, gratitude, and good stories yet to be told. See you next time.